little blog post where I'm actually talking about things. I did a little bit of an intro video, but that was just kind of pointless. I was hoping to get something out before this, but I'm lazy and didn't really make anything. So here it is. This is a video, basically just the basics about what Crohn's disease is. Crohn's disease is something that I've had for several years, and I would like to help raise a little bit more awareness. I debated making the video because there's already quite a lot of Crohn's disease bloggers out there right now who are wonderful, wonderful people. One of my favorites is called Inflamed and Untamed. Her name's Sarah Ringer. If you haven't checked her out already, you should go check her out because she's awesome. But and also I debated making it because I really want this vlog to be about other things as well. I don't want the focus of it to be just Crohn's disease. Even though it's something that is a big part of my life, it influences just about everything in my life, I don't want that to be the focus of my blog, because I'm into a lot of things. I'm a multifaceted person, and I don't want to define myself as just this sick person, even though that's kind of what I am most of the time. But I thought it would be a good idea to just make it, and kind of get a general idea out there for those of you who don't know what Crohn's disease is. And it might help you in the future to maybe understand me a little bit better, why I don't do certain things, why I feel a certain way sometimes. So whatever, here it is. So basically Crohn's disease is something that they don't know why people get it, and there's presently no cure for it. There's loads of treatments that help some people go into remission, but there's no cure, and it can hit you like a ton of bricks out of nowhere at any point in your life, with absolutely no rhyme or reason as to why you've gotten this disease. It's basically an autoimmune disease, and it causes inflammation in the digestive tract. Your immune system attacks your own body, basically, and it causes inflammation anywhere in your digestive system, and it just causes a lot of pain. It can cause ulceration. You are not able to absorb any nutrition from your food, and it also can manifest itself outside of your digestive system. Some people get sores in their mouth and their throat. Some people get skin problems. Some people have joint pain. Some people can even get inflammation in their eyes, which can cause blindness, and all sorts of bad stuff. So people who think that Crohn's disease is just a tummy ache or just, a bathroom disease are sorely mistaken, because it can be pretty brutal for some people. Some people can manage it, and some people it's just completely out of control. So I actually made some notes so I don't forget anything. But basically for me, it started off in 2008. I was a pretty healthy person, and out of nowhere, I was having tons of stomach pain. It didn't matter what I ate. I would be in the bathroom literally 20 times a day. I was getting really, really dehydrated. I was losing more weight than I could afford to lose. I was just exhausted and malnourished. So I was having a lot of emergency room visits for dehydration and things like that, because I was on the verge of passing out all day, every day, and I had no idea why this was happening. And finally, after a few years of suffering with this, I got my first of many colonoscopies, and they found that my entire colon was ulcerated and inflamed and bleeding. And so I started several different kinds of medication. One was actually an oral steroid called prednisone, which I'll tell more about that later because that stuff is bad news. But I had infusions of certain drugs. I had a million different medications, and really nothing helped more than a couple of months. I'm still currently in pretty bad shape with this disease. It's something that doesn't always respond to medications. So I'm still battling it. I'm about to start a new drug called Entyvio, which is supposed to help with the inflammation and help get your symptoms under control. It also causes me like a ton of arthritis, kind of joint pain, and so the steroids have actually caused me to have necrosis in the bones of my legs. So I also need knee replacements now because of my Crohn's. So yeah, it's definitely not just a stomach problem. It can affect your whole entire body. So for me, it's something that I like to raise awareness on, because even though it is not considered a terminal disease, the complications from this disease can be fatal. You can have scar tissue, which can actually close up your entire digestive system and cause narrowing and strictures. You can end up with holes in your intestines and become septic overnight and not even know it. And it's just something that is extremely painful. It's extremely exhausting. When you can't absorb any nutrition from your food, you're basically starving to death, no matter how much you eat. And some people, vomit all their food up, or some people are in the bathroom all day. It's not something that's attractive to talk about. It's not something that's attractive to have. But unfortunately, it becomes a part of your life, and you just have to do what you can to deal with it, and you have to do what you can to make other people aware of it. Otherwise, no one would know about it, or no one would take you seriously, because on the outside you don't always appear to be sick, or if you try to keep a positive attitude, people don't always think that you're that sick. But the truth is that it's fucking brutal, and more people need to know about it. So for me, again, continuing with my story, I keep getting off topic, but continuing with my story, in and out of hospitals since 2008, on and off a lot of medications that weren't really helping. Back in the end of March, I was hospitalized for a week, and in order for them to let me go home, they insisted that I go home on something called TPN. It's basically these big bags of IV fluid that contain calories and nutrition and everything that you would get from your food, basically. And I have, let's see if you can see it, I have a PICC line, which is basically just like a little IV tube. And every night I have to hook up my TPN bag and get my nutrition. And that's been a wonderful, wonderful thing for me. I have gained weight. I've had a little bit more energy. It's just made me feel a lot better not having to eat all the time and be in as much pain as I would if I were eating, and I'm not starving to death, and I'm not super skinny like I was. But I think over the past year I dropped about 60 pounds. The prednisone that I was on had made me gain a lot of weight, and then when I started getting really, really ill again, I dropped about 60 pounds in a matter of 2 or 3 months. So that's how quickly it can knock your body down from out of nowhere. So yeah, I'm on the TPN. I'm about to start the Entyvio. That's something I'm thinking of making a video on, because it's a very new drug, and I know there's probably a lot of people who are curious about side effects, or if it works, or the whole experience. So I'm thinking about maybe making a review of that once I start it. But since it's a new drug, who knows how long it'll take to get on it. But so for me, I mean, the things that I use to deal with my disease, you can't always deal with it because there's not a whole lot you can do about it, especially when medications aren't working and it's something that is incurable. You're stuck with it the rest of your life. That can get pretty depressing and frustrating. But for me, the most important things that I have that help me through it are my family. I have a very supportive mom and brother who I actually live with because I can't afford to move out because I can't work, are very supportive and very loving, and sometimes just being around someone like that can help you feel a little bit better about life. And also, I think pain management is a very big part of it. There's a lot of doctors who are hesitant to help you with pain management, but the fact is, when you have chronic illness, it's something that's not going to go away like a broken bone. You're going to be stuck with this the rest of your life, and living every single day in excruciating pain is no way to live. It will drive you crazy. So if you have Crohn's, I highly recommend trying to get into a pain management clinic, because it can really, really help your quality of life. So those things help. I also have found things to do that are easy. I can't always go out because I'm in pain, or I'm too tired, or I'm worried about whether there's going to be a bathroom where I go, or if I can get to the bathroom. So I've learned to do things that are easy that I can do on the couch. I like to crochet, and I like to read, and of course I love music, and just hobbies are honestly really important when you have chronic illness. You have to find something to do with yourself, to kind of keep you sane, something that's not physically demanding. And it's good to have friends that are understanding. I don't have a lot of friends, but the friends I do have are very understanding about if I have to cancel plans because I don't feel well, or even though I don't get to see them all the time, I know they're there, and I know that if I want to talk to them, they're always going to be there, and they're always going to understand exactly what I'm going through. They may not experience it, but I've talked to them enough that they know it, and it's not always a very appealing thing to talk about, but it's, it's what you gotta do. So, yeah, there's that, and, just really trying to make sure I don't forget anything. I feel like there's so much to talk about with this disease, but yeah. So, I mean, Crohn's disease is, it's not something that everybody is comfortable talking about, and it's not something that I feel like there's a lot of awareness about. You see the Humira commercials on TV, oh, you take Humira and you're going to be out playing football. And so, that's bullshit. It's not like that. If there are people who experience remission from those drugs, then I'm very, very happy for them. But unfortunately, people are very miseducated about Crohn's disease. And honestly, right now, I'm forgetting so many things. But yeah, there's just a lot of complications that can happen, and many people experience tons of surgeries within their first few years of diagnosis. I'm actually about to, if I don't improve within a year, I'm probably going to end up with a pretty major surgery also. Lots of people end up with ostomies, and that's also something that's very, very hard to accept, but it's what you gotta do. You gotta do what you can to improve your quality of life. And there's a lot of people who have told me that they're very happy that they got an ostomy. It was hard to accept at first, but once they did it, it was a godsend. So I may be doing that, and I'll have to keep you updated about that, because right now I'm at a point where I don't feel like I can accept that, but who knows? I may have to. So, I've had to accept a lot of things with this disease. I've had to quit school. Almost had my bachelor's degree. I was going to school for biology and forensics because I wanted to do forensic pathology. It was something I was very passionate about. And right before I got my bachelor's, I had to quit school because I was too sick. I couldn't make it to any classes, and I couldn't stay awake long enough to do my homework. And I went from a 4.0 down to like a 2.5 GPA. That was hard for me to deal with because school meant a lot to me. And recently I've had to stop working too. I was at my job for 3 years, and just 2 weeks ago I had to stop working, and I'm not happy with that either. But I know right now that I need to give my body some rest. It's been through hell for the past few years, and I've just got to do it. So if anybody has any questions about Crohn's disease, feel free to comment, and I will do my best to answer them. I know I'm forgetting stuff because this is still a new foreign concept to me of making YouTube videos, but I really want to do it. I want to make a vlog for you guys or for myself or whatever, because there's a lot of stuff I would like to talk about. But I felt like this was a good intro because unfortunately, this is a big part of my life, and it would help maybe you guys to get a little bit of insight into me and my life and my illness. So, make sure I'm not forgetting anything. I don't know. For those of you who have Crohn's, keep fighting. I know it's hard as hell, but keep fighting. And for those of you who don't, maybe now you understand people who do a little bit more, and maybe you can do some research of your own and help to raise some awareness. So until next time, I will talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.